Issues can arise in any of the three phases. 2-minute mark, tied at 20. Bengals forced to punt it away. Should be what could be a game-winning drive for the Cowboys. They get a hand on the kick. The punt blocked, and then you got to get off it. Touched by a Cowboy player beyond the line of scrimmage. That's a live ball. That's the Bengals ball. Day one install stuff. An unforgivable mistake after you get a hand on it and make the play you needed to shorten the field. That's a hot call. You get away from that ball and it's yours. Instead, it's touched and it becomes the Bengals. Now at the minute mark, just who you thought. Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase, 14 for 177, and there his second touchdown of the night. Chase, 14 receptions, tied for the most in Monday Night Football history. 27-20 is your final between the Bengals and the Cowboys, and what a way it comes to a close. Joe Musso, pleased to be alongside Emory Hunt and Bryant McFadden. We got to start with the punt, fellas. That is day one install stuff. What's the call there, Mac? Hot?
Peter.
Fire, Peter, whatever the terminology is, that's day one stuff.
It is, and it needs to be repped. It needs to be emphasized. Not saying that they have not emphasized that weekly for every game, but these are the issues for a team like the Dallas Cowboys. When you look at their record being below 500, they've earned that record because of mistakes like this. That I don't want to say that one play is what caused them the game, but it definitely hampered them from being able to be in a position to either attempt a game-winning field goal or to score. When you look at that play, a special teams miscue for the Cincinnati Bengals actually became a gift for the Cincinnati Bengals because of the mishap by the Dallas Cowboys. These are the things that have followed the Dallas Cowboys the entire season. Healthy or not, miscues like this you cannot allow. And Joe Burrow said it best during that post-game presser. We needed a break. You better believe it. The Dallas Cowboys heard that you guys needed a break. They were able to give you that break that you've been wanting for quite some time.
Every time we talk about the Cowboys, it's mental mistakes becoming physical mistakes. We see it all the time.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush today, but talking about this punt, at the end of the day, you're just not thinking in that moment, but that's the difference between a team that's going to the postseason and a team that is going home.
Neither of these teams looks to be going to the postseason. They stave off elimination, at least for the night here, do the Cincinnati Bengals with the way that they played. But second half, the adjustments were made by Dallas. They ran the ball a little bit more effectively. They stopped the high-flying attack of Cincinnati, and then you make a mistake like that. What they couldn't stop throughout this game, Jamar Chase. Again, 14 for 177, 2 touchdowns, tied for the most receptions in a Monday Night Football game, guys, and now in line for a possible triple crown. Now ranks first through 14 weeks in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. What have you made of this game and this season for Chase? Does it feel like he's taken a step to another level from the already great heights that he had reached previously in his career, Emory?
I think he's just continued to add to what he has already done in his career. We expect this type of performance and these type of numbers from Jamar Chase. This is why a guy has broken all of these records, has done a great thing in this league. And what makes it even more impressive, if we even just go back to when his college days were, remember he sat out a year and came into the NFL and balled out. So I've been impressed with Jamar Chase since he was at LSU, and the fact that he's come into the league in a division that predicates itself on defense and just has become a superstar. So I am not surprised. I expect to see this from Chase, and what he is doing is what you're supposed to do as a #1 wide receiver that's wearing #1.
Let's keep it real. As a team, the Cincinnati Bengals, they've been losing the entire season. But for Jamar Chase, he's won. Remember, a guy who felt like he was deserving of getting a contract extension. He held out. You didn't pay him. For whatever reason, Cincinnati, you did not pay him. You allowed Jamar Chase to step foot on the football field mad, angry, and wanted to dominate. That's this his personality, but he also wanted to show you as an organization, you should have paid me when I asked for what I was asking for. Now the price has increased dramatically. I don't know exactly what the per year salary is in terms of wide receivers. I think Justin Jefferson is the high guy, around 32 or 33 million.
35.
But if I'm Jamar Chase, at the bare minimum, we're starting off at 40 a year.
Wow.
At the bare minimum.
37?
No. No.
We can't even come together at 37?
No, because I was willing to give you that potential deal that could help either side before the season, but you guys wanted to see more. Why? I do not know. So if you're telling me Justin Jefferson is getting around 34, 35 per year, if I'm Jamar Chase, I'm starting at 40. That's where I'm starting in terms of per year salary because of what you guys talked about. This man has dominated every week. And if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you have not been paying attention to what Cincinnati has been doing in terms of your film prep for this upcoming game, because I'm not allowing number one to be one-on-one with anybody in my secondary, especially in situational moments. No, you make someone else beat you. You cannot allow this man to be one-on-one because he is better than whoever it is that's covering him. He's shown all of us that mindset week in and week out.
I know you don't want to be the worst team in the league, and this certainly is not that. They are far better than the record represents now at 5-8. But does this sort of success from quarterback and wide receiver amplify the frustration with what this season has been for Cincinnati, Matt?
No, yeah, because they're good enough to be a playoff caliber team in spurts, but as a team in totality, they're not good enough.
Yeah.
Because you think about this, right? What led to our first discussion point? A special teams miscue by Cincinnati. You have to know the moments, you have to know the situation. You cannot allow a free rusher to come block the punt. Unfortunately for the Dallas Cowboys, they wanted to one-up the mistake by Cincinnati. But those things have followed Cincinnati the entire season. Let's go back to in the fourth quarter, where you look at driving. Right? I think it was late in the third quarter. Driving, an untimely interception by Joe Burrow to Malik Hooker. They were in scoring range. These things have surfaced, but they were able to get the necessary break they needed to be able to win this ball game. But also, too, guys, let's keep it real. If they were playing against a better team, they lose. So I think they were fortunate enough to play against a team like the Dallas Cowboys because you talked about the mistakes. A good team, a better team, would not allow you to allow a block punt and you still win. A better team would not allow you to have these untimely turnovers like we saw in the interception, and you still find a way to win.
You talked about a turnover. You talked about the miscues. How about this, to add icing on the cake? 10 penalties for 77 yards for Cincinnati. So if you're right, if they were playing a better team, they would have gotten blown out because you can't turn the ball over. You can't shoot yourself with penalties that took away big plays.
It's been the story of the season.
It's been the story of the season. And every time we're talking about Cincinnati, we're talking about one side of the football. Their defense played decent tonight against the Cowboys offense, but they have to play better. Otherwise, they would be playing postseason football because, again, individually they're good, but as a team, they're not.
All right, for the Cowboys, it's really the end scene. You're going to have to watch some more Cowboys football, but it feels like a state of the union is almost needed. You got your star defensive end who gave the rah-rah pregame, walking off the field with 7 seconds left on the clock with frustration obvious there. You got a backup quarterback trying to will his team to a victory against everything they thought this year would be. It has been none of that. The running back isn't there. The star edge rusher's disgruntled, and he needs to be paid. Where do you go from here, the Dallas Cowboys, to use these last 3 weeks and then to use the offseason to get back to what we expect Dallas Cowboy football to be, Emory?
Well, just continue to play like they played in spurts within this game. Because I'm looking at Rico Dowdle, 18 carries, 131 yards, 7.3 American yards per carry. To me, if you know your defense is not stopping the passing game of the Cincinnati Bengals, and you're running the football at 7.3 yards a carry, B-Mac and Joe, you continue to, he should have 36 carries for 262 yards.
He should have had a 93 stat line.
Exactly. It should look like old school football, right? Take the receivers off, add 2 more tight ends and a fullback.
He's the hot hand, too.
He's the hot hand, and that slows down the Bengals offense. It shrinks the ball game, and you talked about the turnovers of the team that has had 10 penalties. That was 4 of 10 on third down. You play all of that into your advantage, all because you did not want to continue to have this guy run the football.
I don't know. I say this all the time. The great Dick LeBeau, who I reference week in and week out, he used to tell us, offensive coordinators or play callers, they're egocentric. Let me set, they're egocentric. They want to feed the egos because if you can do it the easy way, they don't want to do it. That interception that I talked about in terms of when Joe Burrow threw it to Malik Hooker, you got a great opportunity, right, if you're the Dallas Cowboys. What we saw in the plays, 3 passing plays. I'm sorry, no. Rico ran the ball first down. I think he got 12 yards. The next 3 plays were pass, pass, pass. To your point, he's eating. He has the hot hand.
Career high.
Why,
Career
It
high.
could have been even more. You actually shortchanged him because you only gave him 18 carries.
Never ran for 100 yards in a game in his career, 100 on Thanksgiving, 100 plus here.
He's going in the right direction.
Trajectory.
Right?
And to your point, Emory, you slow down the football game. You shorten the field. Run with Rico. You keep Cincinnati on the sideline while working the clock. That's smart football. I don't understand why these coaches, you know what it is? They don't play enough Madden. Because when I play Madden, when I know I need the clock to run and you can't stop my running game, I can care less about style points. This ain't the NCAA where style points matter, Coach McCarthy. You just need to win.
You're controlling. You're doing clock control.
You better believe it. I want to win. I know if you can't stop me running the football, I can run the football while working the clock, and I'm trying to get that W so I can talk trash to whoever it is I'm playing on Madden, online, whatever you want. Get the smoke.
Dallas was 4 out of 12 on third downs, too. You would be 50% if you ran the football.
I don't understand, Coach. I don't understand. I know. Yeah, I have to feel how we feel. Because you're like,
Right.
run the football. What was his average again?
7.3 USD.
So, U.S. yards.
Exactly.
Right? So, if he ran the ball 2 times, that means he would get you a first down.
First down.
I think that's like 22 feet a carry.
Football is an easy game, man.
It ain't that hard.
And that's a good metric system right
He said 22 feet.
No, metric would be meters.
Close enough.
That's all right.
good.
We got it all right.
I knew he was
we
good
got it
with
all right.
rulers.
They
I knew he
didn't
was
get
good
it
with
right in terms of running the football here. Dallas had it right in front of them, a special teams mistake and some gaffes in terms of play calling. It spells another loss for Dallas. The good news, plenty of time to figure things out.